Hey, I'm Ro. This channel is going to be a bit about development, building, tech, thrown in with, some things that I like. This first series is just going to be about building my app. Super simple, more of a learning project than anything. Just want to start building in public and get it out there. This first video is more about planning, designing. I also cover a bit about Vancouver Startup Week. I just moved here, so it just so happened to align perfectly. Really cool event, organised really well. Highly recommend it. I didn't film too much, but there's little bits and bobs in there. So yeah, let's go. And always open if you want to chat, want to build some stuff together. Let's do it. So the whole premise of the app is was actually inspired by me and my fiance moving to Vancouver, which is back there somewhere. And we've been exploring like crazy, doing so much walking and seen so many places that we wanted to check out but didn't quite have the time, or had to go to a bank appointment like we've got here this morning. Boring. What I'm gonna do, how I'm going to build it. I think we're going to go React Native, as I'm primarily a React dev. And yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. This morning, got to go to the bank. Then I'm going to go stay in the city, go to a WeWork, smash some workout. And then a couple of startup talks. Not me doing them, but I'm just going to go check them out. So I'll see if I can film some of those. And then we'll go from there. This video is going to be going over a week, so I'll be checking in and out. Some building, some designing, some planning. Oh, just got job rejection, that's good. And yeah, we'll go from there. Got to a WeWork and picked up my pass for Vancouver Startup Week, which is going to be pretty cool. Got some things on tonight. I'm just running through some of the designs of the app, what I'm going to do. I always start off with wireframes, and I have done a bit of work on this already. I'm going to be doing some bit of the app flow, just mapping that out, as well as the widget flow. I have also looked at some brand ideas. I like just getting that in my head, probably to procrastinate a little bit because it's a bit more fun than some other things. I'm also going to initialize my React app. I'm just waiting for Xcode to download again because it's a pain and the simulator's a pain. But once I got that sorted, we will go from there. So yeah, let's jump into Figma, and I'm going to go over some of the designs and how the app will actually work. Cool. So, clear that Xcode stuff. So I've just mapped out some different iPhone sizes. I'll come to this later, I'm not really at that stage yet. The overall focus of this is to look at how the widget works. I don't want to have to sit and wait, open the app. If it's been closed, have to open up from scratch again. Want a super simple home screen widget. You tap, you go, and that's it. So this is the flow I've been kind of working with. We'll just have a widget. You can search places, but this will be super simple. I have been playing with potentially some other buttons on here. If you use the Arc search widget, you'd be familiar. It's got a voice button or a desktop button. But anyway, once you open it up, you press this, it will come up with a full screen preview. And if you want, you can add details. We'll have a timer just to auto save if you want to close it. If you do want to add details, we'll run into here, add a note, picture, some music or a voice note or something, tags or add it to a collection, and then it's saved. If you do add a video, we'll go to some sort of screen like this, and if you want to open the camera, you snap a picture like I did here, and then it's saved. So I'm thinking of adding tags so we can search, be a simple search function. I just want this to be a really lightweight app, maybe have a web app on the other end as well. Be really like a little pocket travel companion that you can quickly boot up and get going. I've just started mapping out some of the potential home screens. Obviously I like the place called Meat and Bread at the time. We'll have a list view and a grid view. I'm a big fan of having the two options. I think some people prefer the aesthetic of a grid layout. Some people like the simplicity of just a table layout or rows that you can search for. Same with collections and tags. And this is what I'm thinking of the spot page. So if you added an image, it would pop up like this, just a little shelf. Do you call it a shelf? Probably got another name for it, something along those lines. But anyway, picture comes up, name, this is the longitude, latitude, location of it, your tags, and then you can add a little note in there, it'll pop up as well. These were some widget ideas. This is what I meant about having some extra things. So you've got your search bar, you've got your list of like local places or places near to you, and also these extra buttons so you can go right in to add a note, picture, music, voice note, whatever you want straight away. I am looking at a few different React Native UI libraries and kits to use. I've not made anything in React Native before, and I know I want it to be super clean and seamless for people if it's on iOS or Android, really. WeWork Coffee's good. This is cool. GlueStack's cool because it's got a Figma component file, which is super handy at times. You can just, drag and drop and things like getting buttons and colours and everything in. So when you come to develop, if you're using the same kit, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's a lot easier to transfer from design to development. I always find when I design something and then the design changes quite drastically from when you're developing it, depending on what's possible, how much time. If you've got infinite time, you can make it work, but I like to put a time limit on things because otherwise you just go crazy for a ridiculous amount of time. So that's it for the general overview. I think next what I'm going to look at is what stack I'm going to be using. It's going to be TypeScript on the front end, and if I do a back end, I think I might use Nest. Shout out Dev Club. I won't use JavaScript because why not use TypeScript? Or I'm going to just go with what I've used before and use Supabase to handle a lot of the back end stuff. My only thing with that is I do want to keep building this out and launch it and get people to use it. And if I use Supabase, the cost of that is going to be, the more users you get, it's going to get quite high, and I don't know if I want to do that. And I'm comfortable with my front end skills. Back end, I can make it work, but I really want to delve into creating a front end and a separate back end. So I think I'll go in with that, and then by the time I've pulled my hair out, I'll go back to using Supabase or something. But that's where we're at, and I'm going to chill here for a bit, do a bit more work, set up the project and start getting the bones of it out, and then I will go off to this event, which is, I think, looking at innovation whilst innovating, or something along those lines, to do with startups. And then there's actually a co-founder meetup, which could be cool. I've just built something called AV, which is a mental health and kind of wellness journal. I'll put the link in the description, you can check that out. And then, I'll catch up with you some point down the line. Peace. So, just left the WeWork on the way to this Startup Week talk now. Pretty excited about it actually. Had a couple yesterday, didn't get a chance to film any of them, but it's really cool so far. Met some really nice people, connected with a lot of people. And yeah, this one's about innovation, more startup. Yesterday was a CS Dojo one that was super cool. I'm going to try and get down to more of them. Really handy actually, because I've just moved here, so getting a chance to meet people interested in tech and startups is pretty cool. So I'm going to head there, try and film a little bit of it, but then if not, I will check in on more of the build. See ya. These socks don't skid very well actually. I just got back from 2 really cool talks. Vancouver Startup Week, it has been really interesting recently. The last 3 days. The main thing to take away is networking, which I kind of hate because I'm awkward and fairly anxious. You could say that, yeah. And it's great to get you out of your comfort zone, for sure. Chatting to, and everyone's in the same boat. This is what you've got to remember. I would suggest if anyone, especially people looking for jobs, software roles, just go talk to people, message them on LinkedIn, as much as it is a curse. So I am going to be building out some more of the app now. I've made the main project and repository, simulations up and running. Xcode finally worked after some pain, but hey, we're up and running. I'm getting into React Native, never used it before, but learning, which is cool. Decided against using a component library. Gonna use some custom components, gonna do it myself. Gonna take longer, it's good to practice, and then we'll go from there. So let's go.
start again. So I'm trying to configure the app and be able to access the geolocation for iOS and Android. Android's a lot simpler. iOS, I'm using a new package, but in trying to get it all to work and set the permissions, I bricked the whole thing. I feel like sometimes this just happens. You try and start a new project and you gotta download different packages and get things to work. And I am a complete noob when it comes to phone or mobile application development, so all part of the learning curve. I'm now just waiting to wait for my new build to configure in Expo, and then I'm going to be back on it, restarting and getting the ball rolling, because it's been a pretty busy day of networking and whatnot, and that's quite tiring. It's more tiring than you'd think. So it's nice to be back into some code, but anyway, disaster struck, but you can always delete everything and start again. So, here we go. So, this video is going to be a little bit of a mashup of sorts. Vancouver Startup Week was really good. I didn't end up filming too much of it. There was a lot of really cool talks. 100% recommend it to anyone, or even in your local area if there's a startup week or anything of that sort to get networking and talking to people. It's just really good and it gets you out your comfort zone. Like I said before. In regards to the app, I actually made some progress. I bricked the whole thing, hated life, started again multiple times. Turns out I'd actually just deleted my runtimes on my Xcode simulator. We all do it. But don't be too hard on yourself when you do. So now I've got it to a point where we can open it up, save it, and we're getting the location data, which is super cool. Ended up just using the Expo plugin that they have for getting the location data. Super easy. I'll show you now, and then the next few episodes will be improving out on that and building it out. So looking forward to it. I also need to juggle all the other projects that I've got, so I'm gonna make some sort of schedule. I've also just got into the build space nights and weekends that I'm gonna join and build some cool stuff, so I'm probably gonna document that as well. So I'll show you this now, and then yep, that'll be it. So this is where we're currently at. Just got the simulator running. This is just super straightforward. There we go. We saved the spot, and we're getting some information back as our location data, which is cool. Please ignore my dirty screen. I do apologise. So that's what we're working with, and then I'm going to be building this out now, and obviously making it look nice and do all of that jazz. Yeah.